Hi. Hi. Just sharing this in one more place. So grateful I remember how to do this. Alright, we're good. Alright, see me well. Well enough to sit in a chair and not move, perhaps. My legs can barely walk. I actually haven't been well. A lot of people have been asking, so I've decided to come live and share how I am. So please excuse the tears, as they've already come. It's alright. I am well. To be honest, I'm lucky to be alive. I'm really, really lucky to be alive. I'm really lucky to be alive. So let me just bring up the comments as always. All right. Thank you. And a lot of you have been asking how I am, hence why I'm here. So for those of you who don't know what happened, you can jump off this live stream, read my last post on the page, and come back to this live stream, because I'm not going to go into too much detail. There's so much I want to talk about with it. The whole situation is under investigation, so I can't say too much apart from what I've already shared online, because I was in the middle of writing Tuesday Tarot when the attack happened. But a lot of you have been asking, so I decided to come on. So I'm glad I'm alive too. I honestly am very lucky to be alive. So, you know, short recap for those, and this is what I posted in my last post, which I think was on the 8th of December when it happened. It's now the 17th of December. I'm like, wow, I've been in, I want to say I've been in a time warp. I'm like, I've been in hospital for 5 days. I had to have surgery. I'm somebody who's never broken a bone. I'm somebody who's extremely independent. I'm so, like, I'm as lucky as I am to be alive. There's a lot of reality checks about how bad it actually is. So when it first happened, I wasn't aware of how bad it was. So I just wanted to come on and let you guys know that I'm alive, I'm well, I'm extremely traumatized. My life is my work. I can't write, I can barely even use this hand, so even though it's the broken pinky finger, which I'm so fucking lucky, like there's so many like, I'm so lucky I'm alive, I'm so lucky it wasn't worse, like there's so many of those. But then this week has been very much about the reality of like, and now this is what I'm dealing with, and it's actually still pretty fucking bad. So yeah, a lot of people have started messaging again and asking how I am, because time has been going on. So hence why I'm doing a live stream to sort of speak to you guys. Your care, overwhelmed, I've been overwhelmed by your care, your love, your support, and all the people that have reached out to support me. I'm so grateful. So I've never had surgery, I've never been in hospital, I don't get sick, you know, so this has been a real big deal for me. So I can't write. I can't even use this hand, even though these 3 fingers are free. If I put any pressure on trying to do anything with them, like all the nerves obviously connect, and this just fucking like, I'm like, okay, don't even attempt. I got told yesterday at the first appointment that I can't drive for 8 weeks, and you can imagine how that went down for me, living 45 minutes away from town, 20 minutes from the closest town, and not just driving on like straight roads, it's like country bumpy freaking roads that drop off on the gutters and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's gonna be all right. It is gonna be all right. And a lot of people have been saying to me like, well, you need to like deal with the flashbacks and rewrite the flashbacks and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, I just got out of fucking surgery and my fucking wounds are like still open and it's still very fresh. Like maybe in 6 months time you would say to somebody, but at the same time I'm like, this is really fresh and this is really raw and this is really real and this is the reality of healing from something like this. I know, how did it even happen, right? What the fuck? So thank you. I look beautiful. I actually went to the hairdresser. I can't even shower and wash my own hair. And after like almost 2 weeks of not washing my hair, it was just a fucking oil slick. And I was so glad to wash the attack out of my hair. I'm like at the hairdresser, I'm like somehow trying to fucking lay back with my legs just because my legs are unable to walk. I'm barely able to walk. It takes me like 10 or 15 minutes to walk to the fucking bathroom to go to the toilet, like for real, like what the fuck? Now a lot of people have also been saying to me, oh well Hannah, you need to stop. This is your time to stop. This is your time to do you. And I'm like, dude, I had another 3 weeks of work and I was taking 3 weeks off. Usually I only take 2 weeks off over Christmas. This year I was taking 3 from like Christmas, 3 weeks into January. This isn't about me stopping. This is way bigger than me. Like there is, you know, like there's definitely core healing for me. And that's like my Trust Intuition tribe will hear all about that, because that core wound healing for myself personally, that's everything that I teach in Trust Intuition, it's like a book. Like, so the core healing, yeah, from when I was 3 years old, that's what's going on for me for sure, like with the attack. But everything else, I'm like, it doesn't feel like a wake-up call. It doesn't feel like I wasn't listening to my intuition. Like, it is way bigger than me. And, you know, coming off the Travis Scott live stream, you know, like, sure, there's definitely bits in there, but there's also, like, I feel like I'm in the middle and there's like a wheel of people around me that there's just so many pieces to this. And then there's just something bigger as well. Like, something fucking saved me out there. And if I didn't have my gumboots on, my legs would have bled out. I wouldn't have a calf muscle. I've got holes in my legs. My legs are like a sieve. I do have people close by, so as much as I'm like, I can't drive, I can't blah, 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 I've got so much support. So many people have come to my aid and I'm so fucking grateful for you all. So it's been huge and overwhelming, and just even like asking for support. I mean, like, I've got nine cats, I've got rats, I've got dog, I've got a daughter. We live 45 minutes out of town. Like, you can imagine how much help I'm having to ask for right now. What attacked me? Dogs attacked me. Yeah, dogs attacked me. So I can't share too much. Like I said, it's under investigation. But if you go onto my Facebook page, the last post that's on there, not the pinned post at the top, but the one below it, I posted it on like the 8th of December. I literally shared what happened because I was in the middle of writing Tuesday Tarot on a Tuesday morning, and I fatefully went outside and it interrupted my Tuesday Tarot. And do you know what's so weird about it? Usually I write Tuesday Tarot on a Monday, and you know, sometimes I write it on a Tuesday, but usually I try and write it on a Monday, so it's not so like tight on a Tuesday. And I was writing it on Tuesday. And I just think that that's even kind of interesting that that happened then too, because I had 2.5 cards to write, 2.5 more cards to write. And if I'd done it on a Monday, you guys wouldn't even know this had happened, because I could have posted Tuesday Tarot, things could have technically, you know, carried on as usual, but it happened on a Tuesday. And so I had to actually share about it, which I kind of find even interesting in itself. So yeah, it is bloody frustrating when I'm so independent. I am. I take care of everything, like especially living out here, for goodness sake, you know? It's a big deal. I'm still, like, I know there's more in it for me to learn, etc., etc., like, you know, but like I said, I was about to take 3 weeks off over Christmas and New Year and into January. I've never taken 3 weeks off in 5.5 years. Do you know what I mean? I was 3 weeks off from taking 3 weeks off. You know, I'm in hospital. I'm going, I was fucking about to take 3 weeks off. This isn't like, what? I wasn't screaming like that. I was fucking crying. Yeah. Jeanette says, I wonder if whatever is trying to take the strong ones down to weaken the light at this time, the light was stronger, protecting you to the max. Like, honestly, that fucking, whatever that was, and like I said in the post, you know, on my page, that's what I wrote, like, that's what I shared with you guys. And like, you know, like, it happened, Ambo took me to hospital. It wasn't until I was sitting in emergency that my friend messaged, and she said to me, she said, why, you know, she's like, how did you get the dogs off you? And then, you know, and I was just, you know, the dude's like sewing me up and kind of like on gas, like, and I was just like, and just tears, just, because I was like, wow, like, it wasn't until she asked me that I remembered feeling, like, it was like someone standing there, but it was like a portal or a light opened from above, but I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and that's when they let go and I scrambled inside. Like, if that didn't happen, I don't know what would have happened. I'm on 250 acres by myself, like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was screaming and I knew no one was around. Like, it, yeah, Holly says this is happening to so many good people. I know, right? It's so interesting. It's very interesting, and that's why I'm like, it's bigger than me. Like, it feels way bigger than me. And yeah, it also wasn't my time to go. It definitely wasn't my time to go. It was really scary. And the longer, like, you know, the more, like I said, I didn't realize how bad it was until time's gone on. Even now, I'm just like, wow, this is actually really fucked up. It is hot out here. I'm in the aircon, but yeah, way bigger than me. Way bigger than me. So yeah, so I'm slowly starting to come back on deck. A lot of people have said to me, like, you know, write your books, and I'm like, well, that was the fucking plan. Like, the whole, you know, the whole thing, like, a lot of you know, I've been restructuring my business for the past 18 months. And for the past 18 months, like this, like I said, I had 3 more weeks to go, 3 weeks off. And then next year, my big focus was my inner circle clients only, writing my books, and Rapid Ascension Awakening. That's it. And so it's really, you know, it's, I don't know, it's teaching me lots, of course. So yeah, I'm so grateful to be alive. I really am. You know, and there's so many tragic accidents that keep going on, and you know, I think I'm starting to feel okay in the head today because I try not to have the morphine. Like, you know, the first, like, the past 3 days have been really hell. Tuesday, I thought I was, I was like, it's like 3 days after surgery, and I thought that I'd start to come right, but I started having all these flashbacks again, and the pain was like excruciating, and I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I was supposed to be healing. So I have, and the morphine, I think, knocked me around a bit, I think. But I haven't had it. This is the second day I haven't had it. I'm just on like Nurofen or Panadol or whatever. Trying not to have that. But when I move around and get ready, go to the toilet or try and do myself, like, it's like, oh, I just need to rest. Like, my energy is very, very low. So yeah, there is a lot of spiritual warfare going around for sure. Oh, it's the scariest thing, Barb. Like, I went, because I had the doctor's appointment yesterday, and then I was so grateful I've got people helping me, and then we went to town to do errands so I could have food in the house, etc. And I was hobbling up the street with help. I had to go into this shop, and there was like 3 dogs like on a lead up there, and I just like instant cry, and they were fucking like kelpies and cattle dogs. Like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't I just trusting that doesn't I just trusting that's not there anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm trusting that'll go away, because I'm a fucking pet lover, right? I'm an animal lover. Yeah, physical and non-physical, they cannot dim your light. Exactly, right? Yeah, and the PTSD, etc. I know that like, I teach this stuff. Do you know what I mean? As I said in my post, if anybody can heal from this trauma, it's the Life Purpose Queen. That's me. Yeah, it is an investigation. That's why I'm not saying too much. Everything that I'm talking about, I have posted about on my page before, as the previous post after this video. It was the original post from when I was in hospital, and because that afternoon, like, 3 p.m, like I said to Tamara, I was like, I didn't realize how bad it was. I said to Tamara, I'm like, just tell them it'll be released in 24 hours time. Like, that's, you guys saw that, right? Choose your numbers again. And then I woke up the next morning and I'm like, man, this is fucking bad. I can't, I'm out. I was out. It's really fucking bad. It's really bad. So yes. Yeah. Yep. AI. Brenda says, reminds me of the dog attack in Joan of Arc. You are a special chosen one, protected. Don't stop fighting for the truth and what's right. And that's the thing, right? Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I've always known I'm a chosen one, and a lot of people roll their eyes at that and whatever. And I'm like, well, when you know your purpose, you know your purpose. And a lot of people will roll your eyes at your intuition and your purpose. But when you are so solidified in your truth and what you're here for, and like, I mean, I didn't need confirmation, but if I needed confirmation, I just got it. If I had any ounce of doubt, I mean, like, I speak to angels every day. I speak to angels all day, every day. Like, what do you think I do for work, for fuck's sake? Like, what do you think I live in 24/7? This is my life. But what happened out there in the paddock, that was next level. Like I said, I didn't remember at the time. It was when I was in emergency, and my friend asked me, and even my dad asked me later, and someone else asked me, and they're like, those dogs, they don't let go. And I was like, it was like, oh yeah, they don't. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's when all the like, wow, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so lucky that it was just my little finger and not my whole fucking hand. Like, sure, this is going to take 8 weeks to heal, and I won't be able to ride until then, but at the same time, like, it was my whole fucking hand, you know? Like, maybe I won't have feeling in there anymore. Maybe it won't get the full movement anymore. You know, like I said, I've never broken a bone, I've never been sick, I don't, you know? So people, when you know your truth, you know your truth. When you know your purpose and what you're here for, and you live it and you do what you do because there's no other way that you cannot not do it, you are protected no matter what happens. Yeah? Just looking at the comments. Yes, I can't really talk too much about it. So KT Taylor's asking about the wounds and stuff because it's all under investigation. So if you just read what's on the previous post. But my lower calves, it's like a sieve, as I've been saying, and I can't, broken finger. So as I said on the post, originally is 10 puncture wounds, and I had to have surgery to clean it all up. You will feel better without morphine and get clarity back. I know, it's like 2 days off it and I'm like, oh, Hannah's here. But I had to because the Nurofen wasn't, like, even when I came out of surgery, double dose morphine wasn't fucking doing a thing. I think when the accident actually happened was because, like, I didn't feel the pain because of the shock and the adrenaline. And that was even a huge experience, to experience the shock and adrenaline, like, and then coming out of surgery with no shock and adrenaline and double dose morphine, no fucking thing. Very, very interesting. Hey, Steve. So Madeline says, thank you for explaining it all, Hannah. I didn't exactly understand your message yesterday, but now you're helping me get it. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people starting to message and stuff, and I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, maybe this is you time and you needed to, like, you know, rest and stuff. And I'm like, man, I've been restructuring my business for 18 months. I had 3 weeks left and I was taking 3 weeks off. I've never taken 3 weeks off in 5.5 years. I've taken 2 weeks off last year. But this year I was taking 3 weeks off from Christmas into January and writing my books from next year. So yeah. Holly, this is why I'm afraid to start going live in my podcast. And I'm like, you know, in the very start, even before I was online and I started delving into lighting and cameras and all sorts of things, I think I shared on a previous live stream even, like, all my content I'd like back up on USBs and USBs and USBs, like triple copies. And then I'd like spread them all around the place. So there were all different people's houses and stuff. That's how scared I was about it. You know, if we look at the Matrix and stuff, it's like, but can we either escape it? Or do we stand in the face of it and we face it? I think I was even sharing this on live stream a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, we stand in the face of it no matter what happens. When there is a truth and a purpose and a reason that you are here to awaken the consciousness of humanity, that will only happen when we step up and it reaches the 100th monkey syndrome and a tipping point happens. You have to remember that the dark work for the light. I know a lot of people won't agree with me here, but the dark work for the light. And that's a very complex thing to understand. And another little side note, we're going into throat chakra consciousness. I was about to start throat chakra consciousness. That'll start next year now. I've just come out of ear chakra consciousness in Transcendence Reality Society in the inner circle. We're moving into throat chakra. This is all about the shadow. The shadow, demons, entities, the whole thing. What you have to understand is that the darkness is there to awaken the light in people. With the unconscious, when people are unconscious, the only way up is through consciousness. People wake up, and once people are awake, can't go back to sleep. They are unconscious how they work, yes. To an extent. To an extent. So we either turn up and we do our thing, or we live wishing that we always would. Don't die with what's inside you. Don't go to sleep without letting out your message every single day. Without sharing your heart and soul and what is burning you alive to share with the world. Don't let that happen. Because you are always protected. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people who try to attack you. There's always going to... Look at the movies, for fuck's sake. They show you. The bad guys always try to take out the good guys. And then the good guys prevail and blah, blah, blah. The storyline is like written. Always stand in your truth, share your heart, get your message out to the world. If it's podcasts, live streams, books, whatever you're being called to do, courses, blah, 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 blah. It's so important, because what's the purpose of living if you're not here to share your purpose? You might not be clear about what your purpose is, but you know the next step. I didn't start online and pronounce that I was the life purpose queen. I started online in 2016. I've been in this industry since 2005. And I started online in 2016. It was July 2016. In August 2016, I had a big download on my birthday, and they showed me all the things, and they said I was a life purpose queen. It wasn't for 2 years until I started using that title, because I'm like, me, the life purpose queen? Right. 2 years of turning up, live stream, blogging, doing my thing. That didn't come out. One step at a time. You know the next thing. If you don't know what your purpose is, you know the next thing. You definitely know the next step. And until you take that next step, the next step is not shown. I'm so glad it wasn't worse either, so that. Joe says, I hear all the time from my guides, the distractors are trying to take us off our path. Yeah. And the ones who are so solid in their truth will not be deterred. At all. The fact that you know and appreciate the fact that it absolutely could have been worse is a good thing. Oh, I was protected so much. Like I said, if I didn't have my gumboots on, I've been having all these visions of like doing a photo shoot with my gumboots. I bought new gumboots. I got someone to get new gumboots. But how's fucking like the weekend before, I was driving past Bunnings, which is the hardware store in Australia. Well, there's lots of hardware stores, but that's the major one. And I was driving past and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe we should just get another pair of gumboots just to have at the property. For fuck's sake. Fucking hell. But anyway, so I've got new gumboots now, of course, because looking at the old ones makes me fall apart. And I was thinking of doing a photo shoot with my gumboots on. That might still happen when I can fucking stand for long enough at a time again in the future. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm not scared to be alone. You know, like if there's one thing that I've learned about being out here, I've been very isolated. If you guys have seen in a few, you know, live streams over the past 12 months, even like out here has been really hard for me. It's 20 minutes to the local town. It's 45 minutes to a decent town. It's 45 minutes to the beach. For this mermaid, that's a big chunk. In the start, it didn't feel like it. We'd come off a 5-month road trip and, you know, we were driving 8 hours a day, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, due to some people's what is it, disgust or something, whatever the thing is. Just as normal. You just do it, right? You just get on and you just do it. And yeah, but it's, you know, the isolation and the aloneness, like, it's not being like scared of being alone, it's just isolated. I'm like missing human interaction. It's like there's cows out there and lots of green. It's so beautiful and green. But the isolation has been, you know, and I've been conscious of what I've been healing out here, you know, aside from all of that, you know, aside from the attack. It's been big on the isolation and the aloneness and the loneliness, but I haven't been scared to be alone. It's not about being scared. You know, when you walk with a reality that you are always safe, that I'm divinely protected no matter where I go, that everything is always provided for me, that everything turns up when I need it. You know, like, these are affirmations. Like in 2005, when I had my spiritual awakening, which is, I've been in the industry ever since, that when I had my spiritual awakening, so long story short, it was like the Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, The Lightworker's Way by Doreen Virtue, and her book led me into Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, etc., etc. And when I read Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, like, at that point, I was a happy hardcore raver, raving every weekend and more down in Brisbane. And that was when the rave scene was good. I don't know what the fuck's happened to the rave scene these days, but hey, that was a while ago now. So glad I got to experience that, because it was the best fucking time of my life. And I always would collect the posters. So I would have like the rave posters on the wall, on my, you know, I had like big sliding built-in cupboards in the wardrobe, and it was just covered in rave posters. And when I had my spiritual awakening, you know, this is over a few months, of course, but I took all those rave posters down, which was huge, and I wrote out Louise Hay affirmations on all these bits of paper, and I covered my entire wardrobe with her affirmations. And then I wasn't working for 6 months, so I stopped working and I just fully focused on my spiritual studies for it was 12 months, but for that 6 months, because I wasn't working 3 times a day, it was like, you know, we're taught that. It's like the more gusto and the more, you know, aliveness and the more energy you put into them, this is like, you know, like, that's the more power, etc., right? It's like Robin Williams, or not Robin Williams, what's his name? I don't even know the guy's name. I don't really follow him, but I think that's what, I know a lot of people. Anyway, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. I can't think of his name. And I didn't have anything else to do except my spiritual studies once a week. And so for 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, I was like in front of like my thing, and I'd read through every affirmation. I was like, you know, I'm divinely protected, and I'm, you know, create my own reality, and I'm, what is like all those, I can't think of them off the top of my head now, but it's like, you know, success is my birthright, like I get to work with amazing people, my job is amazing, like all of her things, like all of her affirmations in that book. And I, you know, I read them out, and I did that for like 6 months, and then I moved house, and I moved to Brisbane and started a whole new chapter and a whole new journey and blah, blah, blah. And I always think about that time, because you know what I say when a lot of people have, you know, when I talk about a disciplined practice for a chunk of time goes deep, and we peel back the layers, and the more you do something, the deeper it goes. You know how I talk about that, right? And I always think about that time, and when I read over those affirmations today, it's like, wow, this is the life that I naturally live now. And you've got to understand the power of repetition. You've got to understand the power of discipline and turning up, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your mindset, whether it's in a meditation practice, whether it's in an exercise routine. There's power in a disciplined practice for a chunk of time. Maybe you continue that for the rest of your life. But don't what's the word, like, don't underestimate the power of doing something for 6, 12 months, 18 months, and how that will recalibrate your entire life, right? So I don't know why I shared about that. Oh yeah, because I'm divinely protected. No matter what I do, I'm always safe. The light is always there. My guides are always there. Like, this is a reality that I've created. It's not by a fluke chance, if you may. And so when we look at being able to create safety or create anything in our life, it really comes from a repetition and a belief system that you create inside yourself. Now, there's always going to be a natural fear to stepping up and sharing your purpose and sharing your heart and soul and sharing the next step that you're being guided to take, right? But when we, you know, that's a different fear to like stepping up for the first time to actually like doing something for a long period of time. Yeah, it's a different fears. Yeah. Ozzy says, you're brave. I love how you know your purpose and you don't stand down. I wish I had your strength. I'm just a reflection of you, so this strength does live within you. Sing us a song. Do you know how much sound has been coming out of me? Like songs, when I've just been laying, not being able to move. Yeah, lots of that. Just reading through the comments. Yeah, you have to understand that the devils are bad right now. You have to ask why. You have to ask why. Because the light, because it's all expanding. And I was talking about this probably 12 to 18 months ago. I'm like, the bandwidth is expanding. Even in 2018, I said it. I said the bandwidth is expanding. That means the light's growing, but that means the dark's growing. It just, the bandwidth is expanding. Reality is expanding. Like, the multi-dimensional realities that we live currently are becoming clearer and clearer and clearer and more distinct and more distinct and more distinct. Yeah? And we get to choose which one we are in. Yeah? Yeah, so those of you who are just joining on and asking me how I am, definitely watch the start of this live stream. Yeah, I always wore gumboots on my land too. Honestly, I'm so grateful. It's hard to walk outside, even if I just go for a normal walk down the driveway, like even just the grass to the driveway, it's just like, yes, it's kind of pointless. Yeah. You only have gumboots and sandals. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, so many pairs of gumboots. Yeah, well, we had a spare pair, but for some reason I was like, maybe we needed more spare pairs. Yeah, we do. We do. Yes, I'm so grateful you're here too, Monica. Country Mermaid here too, 45 minutes to town. Oh my God, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's a little bit too far. I think it depends what phase I'm in my cycle of my moon flow. I've noticed as well, definitely. Varinia says, you had an angel looking over you. I live on 200 acres with no one around, so I get we have wild dogs around here. Yeah, it's a thing, right? It's a thing. We've got like houses like up on the ridge that I can see from here, but they're, you know, a good chunk away. And my high-pitched scream, I was like hoping they could hear me, but you know, that's what I was sort of thinking in those moments, if you may. alongside of like knowing it was pointless at the same time. Yeah. So just for my live streams too, if people start spamming things, I will start ignoring comments, and there's certain comments I am ignoring as well, because like I said, it's under investigation, and you can speak, you can read what I've written there. So if it's freezing, it might be your internet connection. It's always good to check that. Sometimes it drops out if our internet connection isn't strong. Real physical alone is different to emotional alone, but they can get intertwined. Yes, definitely, definitely. Oh wow, you're on an island, 10 minutes on a plane or 45 minutes on a boat. That's even amazing. Oh, it's such a different life though, isn't it? Like being out here has definitely taught me to buy in bulk, like you just have to. Yeah, it's teaching me, I know it's teaching me so much. It's teaching me so much, even before all this happened, of course, but yeah. Yes. Hi, Raver too. Happy hardcore ravers. Oh, you had your here to all the happy hardcore ravers. So I love it. Back in the day, it's just not a thing. Well, I don't know, maybe in Australia it's not anymore, but well, as far as I'm concerned, it's still raves, but I don't think they're like the good old days. Doing Vetcha is the reason I started on my journey. Yeah, she was a big light worker for a lot of us. Everyone used to cover their walls. I love it. I love that so much. Ah, Varinia, I was at that, well, I'm assuming it's the same one. So you've done the Doreen Virtue and Stephen Farmer course on the Gold Coast years ago. I was at that too. It was in, I think it was November 2017. I definitely remember it was 2017, and it was towards the end of the year. I was at that Gold Coast event. That was so awesome. One day I'm going to hold events like that. Yeah, so freaking awesome. So let's talk about where this is leading me and my business. Obviously, I was already making changes, right? Like, and to be honest, like, there's nothing I'm doing differently now with this, like with what I was planning anyway, except for the fact that I just can't fucking write. Like, writing is my life. Like, I can't write. I can't use these fingers, even though they're free. I've got to like exercise them and shit, but it fucking hurts. So I can't write. Now people have said, I don't know if I said this, like the talk to text thing. I tried that probably a couple of years ago, writing Tuesday Tarot, because I was like, oh, maybe I can like, you know, help with my business. But I spent more time editing it than I did, you know, just writing it. I can write really fast, so that's why I write. And why I was moving into, you know, writing my books next year. Like, this is the whole restructure. That was the whole purpose of it for the past 18 months, right? So as I'd already spoken about before, so I'm just gonna share this bit, and then I'm actually gonna talk about the cards. So if you guys remember what cards you actually did pull, I'm actually sort of gonna read them out and do the readings, if you may, for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm not sure if you remember what your number was. Yeah, so for next year, and like I said, like I had 3 more weeks work, 3 more weeks left now, and then I was taking 3 weeks off. And part of this, you know, restructure is that moving forward, and it's from now, is that the only way that you can work with me one-on-one is in my inner circle, and that is the Life Purpose Accelerator. Part of that restructure is that some people have been asking me questions or they're not sure. So with Life Purpose Accelerator, you can now, I brought more people on my team. So this is the thing, like all before this happened, I had a meeting, like I was having meetings all through the end of November and the start of December I brought on a new team member. So my business has expanded. I handed over about 20 hours of work a week. Like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't listening. Like, it wasn't a wake-up call for me. I don't feel that, because like, definitely the core wound from when I was 3 years of age, like I said, that's definitely like, and that feels like it. Because the biggest part of the restructure is that reality awareness is growing. Like, that is the reality of it. And I needed to change and need to change, and have been working on the past 18 months, changing the way I work in reality awareness. And so that means that you won't be able to book a 30-minute phone call anymore. The 21-day shifted program won't be available anymore. It's just my inner circle, which is my 12-month program, working one-on-one with me. You get access to all my courses, Trust Intuition. You get access to anything that I release over the next 12 months as well. And we work one-on-one. We work very deeply one-on-one through reality reconfiguration sessions, through distance healings, through the one-on-one life purpose mentoring phone calls. There's lots of ways that you, like, we go deep, right? And so I was already changing that structure. So if you, you know, are not sure, or if you have questions, you can now speak to my executive director, which I'm so excited to bring Michael on board to the Reality Awareness team. So he is now taking the calls to be able to speak about the Life Purpose Accelerator. Now, I would definitely say that this is not for everybody. The Life Purpose Accelerator is definitely not for everybody. The Life Purpose Accelerator definitely takes us into the highest level that you can work with me. And it is one of the fastest ways to fast track your life purpose. Like, a lot of people come to me and they're like, what is my life purpose? And I'm like, well, that's something that you uncover. That is something that you are guided to learn about, to understand, to, you know, uncover yourself. And sure, we can fumble along doing that. But when you're surrounded by people who are already living their purpose, it definitely accelerates it, let alone the deep work that we do together. So the only ways you'll be able to work with me moving forward are the Life Purpose Accelerator, the reality reconfiguration sessions, which is a 1-hour deep dive, and we reconfigure your reality. And then also the Transcendence Reality Society, which is the group programs. It's a group inner circle. You get access to all content in there. And Trust Intuition starts next year as well, on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. I'm meant to do this. That's why I'm still here. I'm still here. So I've just popped in the Life Purpose Accelerator there. Yes, good things are only coming for me now. I know, that's why I keep saying, I'm like, something massive is coming out of this, because, you know, like, this shit doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen to me at all. So yeah. So Jenny says, Tuesday Tarot going wrong was like a red flag, big deal for you, as you've always been committed and turned up. I know, no matter what has happened. Like, no matter, like, I've had things happen on Tuesday and I've still released it, and I was writing it on a Tuesday. But this time I fucking couldn't. I couldn't. So yeah. Yeah, I will be giving extra hours to my assistant to transcribe things, and even blogs coming up for sure, because yeah. Yes, vlogs and videos, definitely. I was just ready to write my books, but that's still coming. So yes. Yes, Raw Truth coming out is always good though. Yes, we would have connected for sure. Yes, it is isolating on a farm. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yes. The power is increasing. I know, and a lot of souls are rising. That's right. But you know what I always say? You can't stop consciousness awakening. And even if I did disappear, you guys, it's been spread too far now. So yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up what I already wrote for those couple of cards. It's kind of interesting because someone said that was a message for you, Hannah, the card that you know, got interrupted with. And I'm like, yes and no. Because the card that I got interrupted with was, it'd be better if you just make a decision over analyzing a problem, find a compromise, like the Two of Michael, which I'll speak about, was card number 4 that I was up to writing about. And someone had said that card was for you. And I'm like, make a decision. I'm like I've been saying, like, I was very clear. My goals are very clear. My plan is very clear. Oh, and other people were like, oh, see, Hannah, you should have moved from this house. Like, you said you were moving and you didn't move, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I tried to move house. I've tried to move house several times. So like August, September, October, I was looking at places and applying and kept getting knocked back. A lot of people can vouch for me with that. And after I kept getting knocked back, it was like, it's a lot of energy looking for a place. And I was like, you know what, we're going to try this one last place. And if we get knocked back, we're just meant to stay here. And that's what happened. And I was like, okay. And because I got a plan, I was like, okay, well, instead, if we get knocked back, we're not supposed to rent anymore. And just like save up to buy our own place. Like, and that was the plan. So it's not like I tried to move. It's not like it wasn't in the plan to. And that's the other thing. It was like, there's nothing that, you know, and, you know, the, like, to make a decision, I'm like, I was pretty clear on a lot of decisions. It wasn't anything I was like, not clear about my goals or moving or anything. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yes, Shari, definitely going to get Tamara, my beautiful godsend assistant, to be typing a lot more voicing than I do. Blogs included, so just know that she'll be typing up my words for me, because yeah, I can't not write. I'm like, I can't, like, I care, and what I have to say to help you guys is important to me. That's my purpose, my writing, my words, my, you know, the healing. It shifts you guys, it sparks awakening in consciousness. Like, that's what I do, right? So I have been allowing these creative ideas to somehow come in, because I have been really angry. Like, this week was really hard, like I said, and I knew too, because, like, you know, up until surgery, it was like they opened me back up again, so it was like the healing had to happen again. So I just given myself this last 2 weeks to just, yeah. So you can't push if it's not flowing to move. Exactly. Yeah, Deanne says, I don't feel it was a warning or a message for you either. Definitely a higher, bigger force behind it all. It's happening all around us. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that happening. So yeah, it's just, yeah. Yes, Tamara's here. Thank you so much. So Marsha says, what can we do? Support you in buying a download. Would that reduce your stress? Yeah, I'm not stressed. I'm just, well, I guess I am, of course, because it's been a fucking spanner in the works about, like, I'm like, I had 3 weeks left. And then I was going to take 3 weeks off. Like, like, that's my main thing. And it's fucking summer. It's like beach. Hello. Can't fucking go to the beach. Sure, someone can drive me soon, but can I surf and stuff? No. Fucking angry. Ooh, so angry. You don't fucking ropeable. Ropeable. Trust me. Trust me. It's been hard, and just not being able to do the normal caring of my home and nah, don't get me started. All right, let's look at these cards. So the Tuesday tarot I got interrupted with, I let this Tuesday go. I'm gonna feel into, like, I'll voice it to Tamara and she'll type it up for me for next week. I'm just gonna sit with that over the next day or two. Like, I don't know if I need myself a little bit more break or not, but I wanted to come on live stream because a lot of you are asking how I am. So I wanted to show you. I want to say I'm very up and down, in a sense of, like, I'm fine now when I'm talking about cards and stuff, but, like, someone called before and they're like, I just been surfing, and I'm like, it was like instant tears, and it just made me realize, like, I'm just trying to just get on with it. but the things that I love, yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is read out what I've already written for the cards that I've written. And then I'm going to just see if there's any other messages that come through now I'm, you know, doing it. So if you don't remember, what number you chose from 1 to 6, of course, the cards are still up there and everything like that. But you don't have to go back through the zillion comments and try and find it. If you wanted to choose a card between 1 and 6 in your mind now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I shall read them out. As I said, it is from from the 7th of December. So card number 1, I'm just going to not read the comments for now. I'm just going to go straight into the cards for the next 6, so that there's timestamps so that people can come back and listen to their number. So don't feel I'm ignoring you. I'm just going to read out the cards from now. So card number 1 is the Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day, new resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. So the Ace of Ariel, she is the abundance archangel here. So I'll read what I've written. Don't give up right before the miracle occurs. It's definitely the feeling of this card for you. It feels like so much is about to land, manifest, and pour into reality for you. Have you been getting ideas about different things for you, your life, and your business? I'm sensing that there is something deeply connected to your home for you right now, and this next level of your life that is coming in. It feels like a big recalibration of your home life, or perhaps the way you do business. Something is deeply changing, recalibrating, and it can seem quite unsettling at times as you step into this new way of being. However, it is not to be feared. This is kind of what we were talking about before, I think, for Holly, right? Not to be feared, which I don't think you are, but then there's moments of freaking out, which is what we were talking about before, right? I'm not sure if Holly chose number 1. I don't even know if she's here, but moments of freaking out, and then you remember you've got this. I feel like you've been walking up the mountain for such a long time with everything you've been working on and working through, and now you're about to have one of the biggest breakthroughs of your life. You're almost at the top of the mountain. And now what? Have you thought about that? Sometimes we are so focused on the now and what is in front of us, and whilst that is important and very needed, I'm also getting the message for you that what is the view at the top of the mountain? When you look out into your future, what is your next steps, your next goals, your next vision? Now you've made it, what now? Whilst I feel you are full and busy at the moment, take a moment to really get clear on your now. You've reached the top of the mountain view and what you can see in that vision of your life, as this is going to help propel the now and give you the last gusto of oomph that you've been wondering where that has gone, in a way, to give you the biggest dose of motivation, because don't quit right before the miracle occurs is the big message for this Ace of Archangel Ariel. Everything that you've done today is about to pay off in a very big way. Archangel Ariel is the abundance archangel after all. You deserve this. You've risen from the ashes for this. You've got this, and you're definitely about to fly higher than you've ever had before. Regardless of what is going on in the world, the rainbow on this card too is very connected to Archangel Raziel, wherever it is. I can't even see it on here. There's Raziel. There's a rainbow on this one. I don't know if I was looking at the other one. This is still Ariel. You've got this and are definitely about to fly. Raziel is the transformation archangel, magician, and esoteric understanding archangel. You're receiving a lot of information right now. Ground that magic down. You're almost at the top, and the view is looking pretty damn amazing from here. Celebrate yourself. That's number 1. Number 2 is the 2 of Gabrielle. Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. It's like a coming together on this card, yeah? So 2 of Gabrielle, and it says, great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. To be honest, I feel like 2022 is about coming together and only listening to those who share your vision, only listening to those who will propel you up. Now that can apply for any time of your life, but I feel like moving into 2022 and beyond, it is like more important than ever. Like it's one of, like, it just should be that way, right? It's a coming together feeling, yeah, especially with this card, and definitely in relation to next year. I'm sensing that you are starting to feel supported in your life. Important relationships with people who share your vision. Have you chosen to surround yourself with exactly that? People who get it. People who are your tribe. Or perhaps you are looking for them. I want to say, regardless, you are on the right path. I'm wondering if you have had to let go of some people in your past, or you did quite some time ago and they are popping up again. Even energetically, have you felt them? I'm wondering what this means for you. It feels like they've definitely helped propel you on your journey over the years, and I'm wondering if there is an energetic or verbal, physical residue cleanup here at all that is required. Are you wishing things were different, or questioning why that happened, or feeling remorse in some way because now you realize? So interesting, I even write this here. I'm also wondering if you have people around you, or used to, that seemed quite attacking or snapping at you. How interesting, right? I'm feeling that this is shifting you out of your life at this time. And if you've recently experienced this after ages of not, if you've been doing the work on releasing this from your body, mind, and system, it is your sign that the last dregs are clearing out. Ow. This wasn't even the one I was writing, right? However, if you haven't been working on this through personal development work of some kind, this is your sign to do this now, meaning the clearing out, right? Your life will only shift when you do, and not tolerate people in your life because that cause you intentional or non-intentional harm. What do I mean by that? It might mean that it might be time to set some strong boundaries with those around you that are pulling you down rather than lifting you up, even if they are in the lifting you up cycle right now, because you know deep down this is what it is. It's a cycle. With Archangel Gabriel coming to you today, you are shifting out of your womb sacral some deep old relationship patterns and are ready for deeply supportive, uplifting, and inspiring friends. See? Supportive people who share your vision. Not the ones who you have become tired of simply in the fact that you've outgrown them at this time, and it's important for you to acknowledge this. You are on different consciousness levels, different paths, desires, and situations right now. You're being guided to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in, the new supportive relationships can come in. Sometimes this involves chunks of time where you don't have many, if any, people around you. This is where you grow the strongest and then shift into creating conscious, uplifting soulmate friendships and tribe that inspire you to be the best version of yourself. This is what 2022 is about for you if you have pulled this card today or on the 7th of December. This card has come to you to honor your soul callings, to walk away from what is no longer aligned, take a risk into the unknown, and get uncomfortable in situations, places, and around people that you feel you are too small to be in that space or not good enough, because it is here that you grow and you will find you will be uplifted by these people. I'm sensing this card may be coming to you as well because it's time to find your tribe, a new soul tribe, or change mentors, healers, mentorships, or trainings that feel more aligned to support you in this growth to exponential levels. I feel that you've already been receiving signs about this, and Archangel Gabriel has come to show you that you're on the right path, listening to your intuition and rewriting huge, deep, old relationship patterns right now. It's time for you to create your life for you, not a repeat of generational lineage. Massive. Gabrielle in the orange, very connected to sacral regardless. Oh my God, Bear, have you been at the toilet paper again? You're covered in toilet paper, white fluff stuff. Berry, my cat. And as he came in, as I was reading this, and the cat is rhodochrosite, the self-love. And it takes a lot of self-love to walk away from toxic, unhealthy situations and cycles, and to be able to say no and to deal with the gap in time before the new comes in. Yeah? Hey, baby. Hey, baby. I don't know if you can see him. This is Barry. Toilet paper. It wasn't the smartest thing to do. Sorry, Bo. Sorry. All right. All right, 9 of Ariel. This is card number 3. So 2 Ariels in this already. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. All right, so Ariel, again, is the archangel of abundance. Yeah? So your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for life. So Ariel is the abundance, archangel of abundance. Have you just received a windfall or had news of a change in plans how you receive money? I'm sensing that you are receiving many ideas at this time to be able to change the way you receive money, whether that is through acquiring new skills, learning new ways of income techniques, or planning for your long-term future about career choices and how you move forward from here on in. It feels like there is a change in plans in some way, shape, or form. And even though it is a change, there is a sense of freedom, relief, a breath out, even though you're walking in uncertainty. Sorry, the cat says, no, babe, can you just come away from it? Because like my legs are all bandaged up, it's kind of like a scratching post. It's not very good. Before I had this, it was all bandaged up and the cats were like, and I'm like, no. Crazy. It's all right, baby. There you go. Sit on my lap. Okay, so it feels like there's a change in plans in some way, shape, or form. And even though it's a change, there is a sense of freedom, relief, and breath out, even though you're walking into a certain uncertainty. You know it's right for you, but it's just a new way of living. Breathing and being in the world. Somewhat scary, but you just know you have to do this anyway. Almost like you're being forced into change in a way. I'm sensing this is a good thing for you, and I feel you feel this is too. It's just different. This change is just different. Yeah? I also feel that there are ideas coming through that have been on your mind for quite some time, and you are, if not already, about to have a whole pile of time to be able to implement these ideas. I'm also sensing for you, don't waste any more time. Remember what we were talking about earlier? Don't put off, don't go to sleep with what's inside of you. Work for yourself as if you were getting up to work for somebody else. Commit to a regular routine and rhythm of how you are showing up for yourself in your life. I'm also getting the message about exercise for you too. Start, change, or amp up your exercise and health routine at this time. This will help you release the stress, anxiety, and worry from the changes you are going through at this time. It also helps us usher in new ideas to help you expand to the next level you are moving into in your life right now. Be okay if waves of grief come through with this change. That is a normal part of change and needs to be embraced to support you, not just to accelerate the change, but to embrace the new life that is coming and has landed in your lap, so to speak. I feel that there is more coming in for you in a good, big, and positive way, and you're just getting started. To not give up when it gets hard. Change and moving into new territory is a learning curve, and sometimes the learning curve is part of it is hard. That's all. It's just learning. You're just learning something new. It's new territory. And also, about that hard, I feel you are letting go of your reality of being hard too, right? You've shifted so much, realizing that being hard is a choice. You are choosing for it to be easy, joyful, and only living in a reality where this is it, right? You've taken back your power and are ready to succeed in ways beyond your wildest dreams and these opportunities at your feet. With gratitude, you are saying yes. Yes, yes, yes. Your dreams are fulfilled. Archangel Ariel. All right, and that's where I got up to. So I started writing the 2 of Michael card. So the 2 of Michael, this was where I was up to. So it's like a clashing of ideas. Like it's better if you just make a decision. Like it's kind of interesting, right? A clashing of ideas. given what we were talking about, so this is card number 4, given what we were talking about in the fight with the dark and the light, this kind of makes a lot of sense in a way, right? So I'm just gonna see if I can bring these comments back up now. I've finished reading that too. So the 2 of Michael, yeah? It will be better if you just make a decision. Overanalyzing a problem, find a compromise. So this is card number 4. This is where I stopped. So let's see what comes through with this. So there's big things on the horizon. The light is on the horizon. There's definitely a clash of things coming through, and I feel like you're being pulled in 2 different directions, which is pretty much what happened to me. But it's almost like you're being pulled in 2 different directions, and as the card says, like says it'll be better if you just make a decision, overanalyzing a problem, finding a compromise. And I'm wondering if more support is needed to come in to help you to make that decision. So what is the decision that you've been trying to make that it feels like there's more support that needs to come in? So there's big things on the horizon, but there's also a lot of light on the horizon. There's help at hand, but are you allowing yourself to receive that help, or opening yourself up? Bear, stop that. Or opening yourself up to, what the fuck are you doing? Can you not, please? Come on. Oh my God. Are you opening yourself up to receiving the help that's at hand, right? And I feel like there's sort of an internal battle of the decisions. It's like, yeah, and I feel like there's a big let go. Like, it's like, just let go. Like it says, find a compromise. Oh my God, Bear. Why are you being all smoochy all of a sudden? Bear's my protector, aren't you? Yeah, I'm a big protector. So find a compromise. This is where the let go comes. It's almost like if you look at the decision that you're trying to make, where is the compromise? Like, and sometimes that can be like I'm hearing like the humbling. So it's like, what do you need to let go of that you thought that you had to keep doing? What do you need to let go of that you just forgot to ask for help with all that light that's on the horizon? Like, there's better days ahead, but are you actually letting yourself like open up to that? Interesting, right? So overanalyzing a problem. And so if you are stuck in your head about something, can you just stop and like, what's the compromise? Like, it's almost like when we're trying to find a compromise, it's almost like, what is the thing that you don't want to do? Like, if you're like, nah, that's just not available to me. Like, what is that? Like, it feels like explore that a little bit. What is the doorway that you're shutting? And it's almost like there's a little bit of a, like there's something in it. It's all like the message I'm getting with is almost like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah, there's something in the water, something in the water as well. So it'd be better if you just make a decision, overanalyzing a problem, find a compromise. So what else is coming through there for that? There's a lot of healing, that pink through the horizon as well. There is a lot of healing. There's a lot of heart healing going on here. So that, like, the clashing of the alicorns, like the horn on the unicorn's head, it's like, like the clashing of the analytics. Interesting concept. The clashing of the analytics, the clashing of the alicorns on the head. It's like there's heart healing that's about to happen. There's a lot of light on the horizon. There's big shifts about to happen. There's a big big shift that's about to happen. Now, I think it was in October that and my client said to me, I think I might have shared it on live stream, and I felt like I've been in denial about the world stuff. I was like, because I felt a shift. Like, I felt a shift with it. And, and one of my clients had said, what's actually going on over there? And I was like, well, I don't know. I felt like it had shifted. Can you stop that? I felt like it had shifted. And then I was like, oh, am I just being in denial? And then I was like, no, but I'd actually felt a shift. Now, I feel that this shift is coming as well. For you personally, with card number 4,
I feel like there's a lot of change about to come in, for sure, but it's almost like don't slam that door shut. Don't, like, what are you throwing the baby out with the bathwater for? And what parts do you need to actually like look at rather than throwing that out? It's almost like what you're about to throw out or what you're like, no, that's not happening. Like there's something in that. Can you, oh my God, what? Bear, stop. Oh my God, he's like chewing cords and all sorts of things. It's crazy. Okay. All the other cats are asleep. I don't know what's this. In a play mode. Whatever's. So what is it that you're slamming the door shut on? No, not tolerating that. It's not okay. Blah, blah, blah. Like, if you're like that towards something, don't throw that out. Like, look at the light in between the two alicorns. There's something there, and the healing of the heart is what's going to bring it back together. Overanalyzing a problem, find a compromise. The compromise lays in the thing that you don't want to do. Right? Now, this is a very different message to, you know, like if it's an unhealthy, toxic situation, for example, like you'd want to leave. Do you know what I mean? But I don't get that message for this card. I feel it is more about what is the door that you're forcing shut, that you're just not, like, just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, energetically, it's been a fucking hard few months for a lot of people. And it just feels like there's something like, don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. Right? There's a heart healing that's going on. And Archangel Michael is the archangel of light workers. He's also the archangel of cutting away negativity. You can use his sword to like clear away negativity. He clears away darkness and that sort of thing. So yeah, just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is a strong message there with that. Yes, you can do all this stuff. Of course you can. Your marriage, yes. You chose number 3. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So Chris says, I'm struggling with what the world powers are doing and I feel helpless. You'll only feel helpless if you're not on purpose. If you're not turning up to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing of your purpose. Like that's when you feel helpless and powerless, when you're not working on your stuff every day. You know, when I said, like, don't go to sleep with what's inside of you. Like, don't go to sleep with your message. Like, when you can do that every day, you don't feel as powerless. Of course, we still have those moments. Of course we do. But we know that we're contributing to the awakening of consciousness of humanity in some way, shape or form. Like at the end of the day, that's what all our purposes are. When we get to the very core of it, we're awakening the consciousness of humanity in some way, shape or form. We are, right? You're very welcome. That was number 4. Number 5, the 7 of Raphael. So 7 of Raphael, time to make a decision. Be clear about what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. So you can see all the colors of the chakras here in this well. And this is Raphael. Here's the healing archangel, of course. So the healer of the healers, Archangel Raphael, definitely works with the healers of the healers. I saw Archangel Raphael's green light so much through hospital, and it was just like the doctor or whatever standing there and just this green light is just behind him. I'm like, right. And little side note, when I went into surgery just before they put me on anesthetic, one of the nurses or what have you was, they were talking about this stuff, and who like drew this thing on his like cap hat thing, and they were sort of laughing about it. I was like, I don't need to draw mine on. And then he's like, oh, I'm too scared to get tattoos. He's like, but I want a big dragon on my back. And I was like, of course you do. I was like, okay, my dragon's here. And then I went out. I'm always protected. I'm always supported. I always get shown how supported I am, right? This card for you is about noticing how protected you are. Yes, a need for detoxification. What is that detoxification? Is it a detoxification of your mind? Is it a detoxification of not of stop thinking that you're not supported. Like, we're really getting mindset with this one. Yeah? Mindset in a big way of, did I say card number 5? This is card number 5, by the way. So if you chose number 5. So a detox of the mind, I feel there's a lot of stuff around your truth and like what's not truth and what's negativity. Darkness is unconsciousness. Unconsciousness then turns us towards the light. The darkness we create in our own mind. We create hell in our own mind by our thoughts. And I feel that this is a detoxification of all the negative things that you're saying you can't, won't, not able to, whatever the story is. Like, this is a detoxification of all of those things that you say you can't or you shouldn't, or whatever negativity is in your mind. This is a clean out of your mind in such a deep way. Sacral chakra is coming through as well. It is generational lineage as well. With all of the chakras being there, it is a clear out. So this is also a decision card, just like the other one as well. Time to make a decision or something. Oh, this is the last one. Yeah? So it's better if you just make a decision. Time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. See? I just been saying, don't delay your message. Take action. Be clear on what you want. Stop thinking you can't, shouldn't, won't, too scared, whatever. We're always going to be scared when we first start. It's just like when we first learn to drive a car. We're like, eek! And then we drive a car and we do things we shouldn't even do when we're probably more. Don't even think about it. It's the same whenever you do anything that you're stepping up to do. This is really about the well of your truth. It's time to come out with your healing gifts. The Archangel Raphael symbol, probably can't see, is on the top of the well. And this is time for you to step into your healing power, step into your gifts, step into your light and share your truth. Like, time to make a decision, it's doing that. That's what this card is about. You are a healer. This is Archangel Raphael. He's the healer of the healers. He is the healer's healer. Yeah? He works with healers to be healers. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification in thinking that you can't do it. This card is very simple and very clear, this one. Stop wasting time. I think that was even on the other one as well. Stop putting it off. Change your thinking. Change your thinking, your stinking thinking. Change it so that you can. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know I'm going to do this. My soul knows how to do this. I've done this before in previous lifetimes, and it's even stronger now. Those sorts of things. Be around people who are the healers of the healers who do this work. Like I said, Life Purpose Accelerator. This is where you are around so that you accelerate what you do. Be around supportive people, to a Gabrielle. It's a very themed card pull, this one. Yeah? Tuesday Tarot. Come out of the forest and shine all of your lights and all of your chakras. They have wisdom. Your soul has wisdom, and it's time for you to share that. That's what this decision is about. Yeah? That's card number 5. Card number 6. Peace. Archangel Azrael. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Card number 13 is also the goddess number. Purple, crown chakra, your ideas. This feels similar to don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. This one. What is the one that we're like, no, I'm not doing it. This one. Peace. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. And that is like the surrender. It's like the find a compromise. Like, it's very similar feeling to that. But I also feel this is about endings of cycles. This is letting go of situations that no longer serve you. And I don't feel it's like in a bad way, like in a sense of like, it's a toxic relationship, get out. Like, it doesn't feel that. It just feels like an ending of cycles. It feels like a long-term, long life cycle that this is a release of. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Like, I don't think you're holding on. Like, you need to let go. Like, it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like a closure. It feels like an ending of cycles. It feels like you've learned the lessons you need to learn. You're moving onto a new enriching future, more enriching future. It feels like you're stepping onto the path of your purpose. It feels like you're moving in the direction that you need to go. It feels like that cycle, like the chapter hasn't finished, the book has, and you're starting a whole new book now. That's what it feels like. And it does feel like a surrender. It feels like there is a lot of peace in the letting go. Like, it doesn't feel like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Like, maybe there's those mini freakouts, but it feels more like, oh, yeah, this is what I've been working for or something, you know, like of course this is how it's meant to be now. Of course this is, you know, like, it's just that ending of cycles. It's a closure. It feels like there's a lot of closure, whether that is closure with an ex-partner or a cycle in your life, or a what is it called, like a deceased loved one even. Archangel Azrael is the archangel of the deceased, helps people pass over when they're dying, and it does feel like a like, is it reconciliation? Like, you know, like that chapter's even closed. Like, whatever unfinished business there was, in a way, it's like you're at peace with it now. It's like it's done. It's like there's no more questions. It's just, it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of a chapter. It's the end of an era. And now you're moving on to better things, yeah? Even though it's not like you're fully excited about the new chapter yet, maybe, but it's just like a finishing of the cycle, and you're like, wow, it's done now. Like, that's what that feels like, yeah? So that's card number 6. Card number 6, I'm going to read the overlying card as well, so the bottom card of the deck is the solutions card, Archangel Zadkiel. So Archangel Zadkiel, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. And this is where, like, I feel like a lot of us are taking back our power. A lot of people are waking up. You know, solutions, it's like when we're forced into situations where we don't know, like, it's the uncertainty. I think that was in one of the cards as well. It's like this certain uncertainty. The only thing that's certain is the uncertainty. It's like, get comfortable in the unknown, because in the unknown is all the answers, all of them. In the unknown is everything. In the unknown is all the abundance, rather than like, oh, I just get this like wage every week or something. It's like when you step out of that cycle, and you might have been forced that through stuff that's going on in the world right now, and it's like scary, and there's grief, and there's all the change, and then you're like, get comfortable in the unknown, and then there's all these possibilities that open up. That's what I feel this is about. When we're put into situations, we find solutions. We're creative beings. That's what we do. We find a way. Especially if you're one of us, you will always find a way to do anything that you need to do, want to do. All of it. Yeah? All of it. All of it. There is always a solution. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. May the light shine down on you and all the solutions are at your hands. Pretty much. I don't know where that came from. There's always a way. You just have to be open to it. Yeah? Just have to be open to it. Yes, awesome. Varinia had 5. That was confirmation. Considering I'm a healer, and let the healers come to heal. Exactly. Yes, for sure. Thank you for your wishes of a speedy recovery. Thank you. I know a lot of people were worried, so that's why I decided to come on live and just, yeah, I'm very up and down, although this week I'm trusting that this week's been the hardest, and I'm trusting that the hardest is over with now. I'm still angry I can't drive to the beach, especially when it's been raining for fucking like 2 weeks straight. Like 2 weeks straight. Like in the rainy, wet season. 2 weeks, no sun. And as soon as I get to hospital, fucking sun, and I'm like, and it's been sun, and it's still sun. There's little things like that piss me off. But I'm like, fine, I'll just sit here. Whatever's. No, I'm not happy. Anyway, there's a bigger reason, and I just know that that's just going to keep unraveling and unfurling and showing me. So yeah. Yes, it can only heal now. Onwards and upwards, as we say, right? My glow while doing these cards. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys. Love you. Thanks for being here. So Life Purpose Accelerator, can check out the link. Like I said, it's not for everybody. It's only for those who are ready to accelerate their life purpose, to step into doing their purpose work, to living it, to breathing it. These are the people who know they have a gift. Don't quite know what that is, but they know there's something, or they just feel different, or they know they're here to do big ass things in the world. These are the people that I work with. So send me a message and I can send you the link, or the details are in the comments there. I pinned it to the top of this live stream. Yes, thank you so much, Marie. So glad the cards resonated as well. You're so welcome. Oh, love you guys. Thank you again for your care, love, support. It means so much that you're here. I wouldn't be here without you. I love you. Keeping it real, as always. Peace out.